Hello, world. Welcome to episode 122 of the Jimmy Canz Show. We are in 2023, and we are on the road to Wrestlemania, and we will discuss our Royal Rumble predictions. I am joined for the predictions, as always, by Rodney. What's up, brother?
What's going on? What's going on, man? This is one of my favorite shows of the year. Definitely my wife's favorite show of the year.
Yeah,
So,
everybody loves the Rumble. You never know what can happen. So,
and in an attention deficit disorder society, it's perfect.
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing: is like, obviously, you never know what can happen on any show, but
Yes.
the Rumble has that built-in "what's going to happen" moments.
Who's next? Every 2 minutes.
Next? Yep.
So I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm sorry, everybody, but I'm fired up about this
one. So this Saturday from San Antonio, Texas, at the San Antonio Alamo Dome. What is this? The third time they've had a Rumble at the Alamo Dome, isn't it?
Call it the hat trick, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because wasn't it way back in '97?
I almost said 98.
No, it was 90. Yeah, 97 was the first time they went to the Alamo Dome, and that's when Sean had the rematch with Sid to try and win the title back, and they made a big deal about it because it was his hometown.
Gotcha.
And then a couple of years back, they did it in the Alamo Dome again, and that's when they had the little cart to help the bigger guys get down to the ring faster. So, yeah. So, let's
the
get
mini
into the car
ring
here.
with wheels. The mini mobile ring with wheels.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the ring cart. It was just like this little four-wheeler thing when they just stood on the back. It was crazy.
Jesus. All right.
But anyway, let's get into the actual matches here.
Here we go.
First thing we'll discuss is the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match with Bray Wyatt taking on L.A. Knight. This one should be interesting. I really don't know what to expect. What is a Pitch Black match? None of us really know. But we're going to find out on Saturday. So why don't you kick us off, Rod? Who are you taking in this?
I'm going Bray. I'm going with the torch. This is the new. Hopefully, this time is the Bray that everybody's wanting him to be.
Yeah, I agree. I think the fact that it is this pitch black kind of gimmick match, and Bray is just coming back, and this is really his first match back, so it would make absolutely zero sense for him to lose this match.
And the spot with him and Taker, you know what I mean? So I mean,
yeah. The only thing, they're always good at a swerve. The only thing is if they did something with Uncle Howdy to set something up for Mania.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm so tired of them doing that with Bray. I'm so, you know what I mean? Let him run. Let's get the ball rolling right now.
I agree, but I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate, that is the only possibility if they did some Uncle Howdy thing, but I digress. Next up, we will discuss the Raw Women's Championship matchup. The Goddess Alexa Bliss taking on the EST, the champ Bianca Belair. I'll go first in this one. And I think, playing into what's been going on and the more serious nature they're doing with her right now, I'm going Alexa. There's nothing against Bianca. She's had a long run, almost a year now. But I think they want to shake things up a little bit. And this is just where my head is.
Okay. I'm gonna stay with Bianca.
Stay with Bianca?
Yeah, I initially, you and I spoke about this offline, and I was feeling Alexa initially, but I think I don't know, just something's telling me not quite yet.
Yeah, well, like I said, they didn't compete against each other last night, but Bianca did have a match against Sonya last night. Looked strong. Usually, when you got that win going into the event, it doesn't usually factor in well for you. So, all things to take into consideration.
Yeah, agreed. I feel you.
Yeah. So next up for the Uwu, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, the prize fighter himself, Kevin Owens, taking on the head of the table, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. who will undoubtedly have his whole entourage of the bloodline out there with him. Who you got, Rod? Or no, yeah, who you got, Rod?
Going Roman. I mean, they've made it where they've you have to do some mental gymnastics, because I mean they show some potential cracks in the bloodline. It's some lot of little tension there, but I think Roman walks out.
I agree, and
Intact.
my reasoning on this one is simply this reign has been so long, and they've made such a big deal about the length of this reign that when it ends, it's going to end on the grandest stage of them all. Now, whether that's this year's Mania, I don't know, but I just don't see them having this thing end at a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, agreed. Unless they're going to let Roman win the Royal Rumble.
I guess, but that would be.
Am I foreshadowing for later? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
Next up, the women's Rumble match. As always, we will do a surprise entrant. Now, caveat on that can be a call up, a legend, a debut, a return. And keep in mind, if it's a return, it must be somebody, it can be a re-signing or an injury. Just the caveat is this person has to have been off WWE TV at least 6 weeks. Then we'll pick our final four and our overall winner. So, out of the gate, I'll kick us off here with my surprise pick. And I will say that my surprise pick is the returning Naomi. Feel the glow, baby.
Yeah, that's that. I think that's kind of where I'm headed to. I'm thinking Naomi. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that has some intrigue, though. There may be more than one surprise entry.
Oh, there definitely will be. There's always more than one surprise. In this, there's never just one surprise in either Rumble match.
Yes.
So,
yes. So now, while we have a moment, who might else would you say, if you could give me two other possibles?
Geez. Well, like I said, when I was originally, thinking about this, back in December, I was going to take the low hanging fruit and say Charlotte Flair, and then she turned up on SmackDown and won the title, and I'm like, hey, what am I going to do now? But anyway, I mean, I don't think Sasha makes a comeback. They could surprise us again. They worked that thing out last year, and she just recently recaptured the Impact Knockouts Championship. We could see Mickie James again.
Okay.
And my other one, I'll go. I mean, she tends to make a Rumble appearance almost every time. Beth Phoenix.
Yeah. Okay. Those are solid. I would, just thinking about it. Obviously, you can always go with a Trish Stratus or Lita. And, how would that place be, though, if they were somehow able to keep it quiet and bring back Nia Jax? How much heat would that be?
That would be interesting. I mean, I think her relationship was more rocky with Vince. I mean, and I know Vince is, muscled his way back in. That's a whole other can of worms to discuss, and we don't have enough time for all that. But he's not in charge of creative anymore. So I don't know.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. You never know with Vince. Hey, he definitely has the right theme music. So who are your final four, Rod?
All right. I'm thinking Rhea, Bayley, Becky, Charlotte.
Charlotte. You got Charlotte being a final four, even though she's a current champ?
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm gonna keep her in there.
Very interesting. Well, my final four is similar. I got two that you also have in there, but I got two different ones, so that'll be interesting. Okay. I got Rhea as well. I got Becky as well, but I've got Raquel.
Oh,
and Liv Morgan.
I could definitely see that too. I could see that. And my thinking with Charlotte, is, there's so many twists and turns between now and WrestleMania. They can get that belt off of her. They could, set up something big for WrestleMania. But I definitely think Charlotte Flair's in the women's main event for WrestleMania.
I mean, as long as she's still got a championship, yeah. She doesn't have to,
Or Royal Rumble in the back.
Yeah. All right. So that being said, overall winner, obviously it's got to be one of our final fours. With the four that I picked, I know everybody is saying Rhea, but I think, like I said, I think Beth Phoenix does show up. I think Beth Phoenix, there's still that Edge Judgment Day stuff, never got settled.
Mm-hmm.
They concertoed her. So I could see Beth costing Rhea.
Okay.
Just set something up for Mania. And for that reason, I'm going to go with the man.
Beckford Lynch. All right. Well, who
has
the
first ever 2-time Women's Rumble winner?
Yeah, and she was Becky 2 belts.
Mm-hmm.
So I see the correlation there. But could you answer this riddle for me though? Who has 2 thumbs and goes by the nickname Everybody? This guy. I'm going with Rhea Ripley.
All right, brother.
For Rhea Ripley. I mean,
Rhea.
It would make a lot of sense, and I see them making more and more sense lately. You know what I mean? It's not so much as swerving for the sake of swerving as much.
But like I said, I don't think it's necessarily a swerve. I think if you could set that up, her and Beth, I think would be a great match at Mania.
Do you think? Here's the question, I guess. Then, is Rhea ready for prime, like for main event prime time, in the women's division?
And she was supposed to kind of, have that spotlight on her when COVID hit. Yes. It would have been the first time an NXT title was defended on a main roster type thing. So,
in your opinion, though, from what you see, what your knowledge of the business and the sport, you think she's ready for that? If you're making that decision, do you go ahead and give her that strap?
I think she can. She's decent on the mic. She's a good ring worker and everything. My only caveat, and this isn't me personally. I'm trying to think,
yes,
more broad in terms of just public image and stuff like that. If they want the face of the company being on somebody with the piercings and and the tattoos and stuff like that I don't know as a publicly traded company.
Okay.
Is that where they're gonna if the company goes private again, then they kind of do what they want to do, but that could be the only thing that might be hindering them completely pulling the trigger on her.
Okay.
Like I said, it doesn't bother me one way or another. But you got to think about it from just shareholders and that whole and the broader audience.
I'll say this: I think she, and in this life you get what you earn, you don't get what you deserve. But I think she deserves it.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. It's nothing personal.
Yeah.
That.
You give an analysis.
Yeah, just giving an looking at it just from a business eye, and everything. I just don't know if the board and shareholders and everything would want to go that route.
Well, hopefully, it's possible that by now 2023, maybe they'll go with it.
Very. So
there's worse stuff out there.
Absolutely. So next up, and last but not least, the men's rumble.
Okay.
Winner will get a shot at the UWU, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So, I think right now 15 people are confirmed for the match. So we got 15 unbeknownst to us. So we'll start off with surprise entrant. Who you got as your surprise, Rod?
Oh man, it's got to be The Rock. It's got to be The Rock this year.
I'm agreeing. I mean, I know there's been recent rumblings that he has stated no, that he doesn't feel that he can get in shape before Mania. I mean, that is the probably the funniest statement I think I've ever heard. Looking at The Rock, the guy, you know, I mean, look at him. I mean, he's really let himself go.
Well, maybe this is a good day. Maybe he's in between cycles right now.
Oh, crying out loud. But like I said, I
I
don't
am
know
sorry.
if that was
I mean bulking and cutting cycles, people.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't know if that was a red herring. You know that oh, let me make the statement. Oh, I can't get so that way people because there was so much buzz around it. But
yeah. Tell him I can't get in shape in time. Tell him I
yeah.
can't get in shape.
So, but yeah. So
And
right.
just like we discussed with the women, there could be other surprise entrances as well.
Absolutely.
Who would your other two guys be potentially?
I mean, you're in Texas.
Gotta
So
believe.
yeah, I mean, you got Austin possibilities there, but I don't see that happening. Again, like when somebody of that caliber comes back, they don't usually have them lose. Yeah, Austin and Rocker are the two guys in that vein of if I'm going to make a comeback, I'm getting the W.
Yeah.
So, and having Austin win the whole thing and then go on to Mania, I don't know. I mean, yeah, again, like I said, with the Texas ties, Booker T's a native Texan.
I didn't consider Booker.
Taker's a native Texan.
I thought about The Undertaker.
Yeah, and he just showed up last night. That was a cool thing, bringing back the American Badass.
So
didn't see that coming. Didn't see that.
How healthy is Sean?
I mean, yeah, it is San Antonio, as we said before, but I mean, I think Sean's knees are shot right now. I just don't. He needs knee replacements, and they've been kind of putting it off and everything because he doesn't want to go on the shelf, in terms of his backstage stuff right now. So, but I don't think Sean.
He's not healthy enough, you'd say.
I don't think he's healthy enough. There.
I like those options.
I mean, it might not be a legend. I mean, maybe we get John Morrison back or something like that.
You.
Johnny Rumble.
And I mean, it's only you because we just got to talking about such legendary people.
Yeah. So anyway, my final four. Obviously, so we both think The Rock's a surprise entrant. So I got to put The Rock as a final four. They've announced Cody's coming back. I got to put him in the final four. Seth is really hot right now. Seth and Cody clashing in that final four could be interesting. And then probably, one of the hottest guys in the company right now, I got to go with the honorary Oos. So that's my final four.
Man, great minds think alike. Throw him up there, Jimmy. Throw him up there, Jimmy. Yeah. And
yeah. So there you have it. So who you got winning it all?
And that was the I was about to tell you about. I got The Rock winning it all, going on to WrestleMania, facing Roman as a tribal chief. But here's something I want to say. Wouldn't it be amazing, and wouldn't it make this guy a made man if Cody Rhodes eliminates The Rock and goes on to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Imagine how much of a made man that would make Cody. It would make him beating Roman that much more psychologically believable.
It would.
But I'm going Rock. But
you sure? You sure you want to go Rock?
I was gonna go Rock. Sorry. That was how I came to my conclusion. I'm sorry. Cody. Could you imagine how much it would do to Cody's star to eliminate The Rock, Cody and The Rock, the last two, and Cody take him out of there? Sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah.
I got too excited in my story.
Yeah. I think they're not done because of the injury and all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to get one more Cody and Seth. And because of that, I think they're going to go at it, because Cody's going to want revenge on Seth. And they'll eliminate each other. So then it comes down to Sammy and The Rock. And I got to go with The Rock.
I can dig it. I think in order for it to work, it has to come down to, I don't know. All those four dudes are so hot right now. I think the only combination I wouldn't want it to come down to is Cody and Seth, because we've already seen that somewhat. But any of the other combination of Cody and Sammy, you wouldn't be able to really know which way they're going to go. Cody and The Rock, you wouldn't really know, which way they're going to go.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
So we got 5 differences.
All right. What
do I do? You went Bianca, I went Alexa. In terms of our Final Fours, we had 2 different there. You went Bailey and Charlotte as 2 of your Final Four, and I had Raquel and Liv. You picked Rhea, I picked Becky. You went Cody, and I went Rock. So those are our differences. So we'll see what shakes out there. In a couple of weeks, we'll be back at you. Next up, we'll have to discuss Vengeance Day. NXT back on the road for the premium live events. So that should be an interesting one. Coming around the corner here. So it'll be from I think Charlotte? I think Charlotte, yes. North Carolina, they're gonna have this one.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. It'd be an interesting one. Like I said, it'd be nice to see them back on the road and out of the PC. Little different backdrop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, finally.
Yeah. Well, to see what they do in terms of an entranceway.
Well, do you think they'll stay flat on the floor, or you think they'll have a ramp?
I'm not sure. I'm just talking when they do everything out of the PCs, it's the same entrance. You know what I mean? Regardless of it being a premium live event or a regular weekly NXT, because they don't have a lot to work with in terms of the PC, for changing things around, storage, all that kind of stuff. So by going on the road, they got a blank slate.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what we could get in terms of an entryway, because that's the one thing that has, I've noticed, been changing a little bit more with Triple H in charge now, is that they're tending to make things a little bit more unique for the different premium live events. It really kind of started back at Clash at the Castle in Cardiff. I mean, it's still all LED boards, but they configured all those LED boards in the shape of a castle, and then, projected the castle onto it. You know what I mean? So it made it look, it wasn't just this big wall. It had a shape to it.
Well, it's supposed to be creative, right?
Right. Absolutely.
I love it. Hey, but I know I've stated it before, but I'm really excited about the Royal Rumble. Every year, really excited about it this year. This obviously at Mania.
Yeah.
And this sometimes even more fun than Mania.
Yeah, I would definitely say this is the most enjoyable show of the year. Mania is the biggest show of the year, obviously.
Yes, the most important it will be Mania, but this one is I love it. I might, you know what, Jim? I might get some pizza and wings.
You might get some pizza and wings?
I might get some pizza and wings. But what you think about doing for it?
I don't know yet. I haven't thought. I got a couple of days to figure it out.
Hey, get you a good Philly cheesesteak. Get you a nice Philly cheesesteak. So speaking
of Philly, you got Philly and San Francisco. Who you got?
Philly.
Philly?
Philly.
I don't know. San Francisco is just they're playing at another level right now.
Agreed. I think they both are. I take Jalen Hurts over Purdy is what it's really coming down to.
Yeah, but that San Francisco defense is no joke.
Yeah, they're biting. They're biting now.
That San Francisco defense is no joke. And then on the other side, Chiefs Bengals.
Bengals.
They've been flying high. I mean, they haven't lost a game since that Monday nighter back on Halloween against Cleveland. That was their last L. So it's like they continue to run that hot streak, or is it finally? You know what I mean? When you're running that hot, sometimes eventually, you know.
Well, it looks like they're peaking at the right time. Though. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you get to a place. I don't know. I think that kid, you know, is the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
To him, you got to think about it. To him, guys like Mahomes and who they played last week. I'm sorry, Josh Allen, right? The Bengals.
Yeah, they played Bills.
Yeah, you got to figure to him, he's even younger than those guys. So when you come in, if you really that dude, I remember when LeBron first came in, he was at Cleveland playing against the Spurs in the finals. Sometimes even though guys are not that much older than you, you come in and you're young and you got that kind of fire. It's gonna be kind of rough to deal with Joe Burrow.
It can be. As it, you know, the caveat in that one, in my opinion, is the high ankle sprain that Mahomes just sustained. Because the way Kansas City is constructed in a way where they're going to be like, you got to play catch up with us.
Mm-hmm.
And are they going to be able? And Cincinnati can score points. Don't get me wrong, but you know, can Kansas City keep up with a hindered Mahomes? Because Cincinnati's going to put up points too.
Yes. And so that's kind of if you look at my picks, that's kind of what it's hinging on is quarterback play. I'm going with Jalen Hurts over Purdy, and I'm going with Joe Burrow over injured or not 100% Mahomes.
Yeah. So don't rule out Mr. Irrelevant, man. That kid's been on fire.
No, he can play. He can play. He's definitely playing.
San Francisco is not winning in spite of his play. He is helping them win.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, so props to that kid. Fantastic story.
I like what he stands for too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So there you have it. Play along. Give us a like, a share, and subscribe. As always, take care of one another, and we will see you when we see you.
See y'all when we see y'all.